Our series on the high seas continues this Tuesday morning with my flight to the Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier. The Navy invited me to Norfolk, Virginia to meet and interview Arizona sailors and to get a better idea of what the Navy does. And that trip included an overnight on the USS Truman. Now, they wouldn't tell us where the carrier was for security reasons, but to just get ready for something very few get to experience. Most of us have seen videos of jets taking off and landing on a carrier, but I'm about to experience what very few have. First, the flight out to the Truman. It was time to load up the C-2 Greyhound, a twin-engine turboprop known as the Cod. It delivers cargo, mail, and passengers. And yes, you just climb right in the back of it. The Cod carries about 25 passengers. There's only 2 small windows. You wear a 4-point harness, goggles, and a very uncomfortable helmet. Since they wouldn't tell us where we were going for security reasons, all I can tell you is that the flight was 2.5 hours. And finally, the excitement of the catch. The flight comes to a halt in a hurry. And when they open that back door, the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Jets and sailors everywhere, somewhere in the Atlantic. So we just landed. I'm on the Harry S. Truman. The landing was just incredible to go from over 100 miles an hour to 0 in just a matter of a second or two. And so now we're surrounded by all these jets on this floating city. All these Navy sailors, the best that the United States has to offer, in these men and women. The size of the deck of the Truman is about 4.5 acres, and they let us stand just feet from F-18 Hornets taking off. I can't think of anything more patriotic and incredible to see up close. The commanding officer, Captain Nick Deanna, says what these men and women do during carrier flight ops, one of the more demanding professions in the world.
Every sailor you see up there in that environment on the flight deck, every sailor you don't see below decks, from the engineering plant to the catapult rooms to the eye seamen and the computer technicians that work on our equipment, to the mechanics that work on the airplanes, to the men and women who fly the airplanes, all have a role. All have a responsibility, all trained to that role and responsibility, and we depend on each other to execute each of those individual responsibilities, put that together as a team, and make it happen day after day, night after night, in any environment anywhere in the world.
And the flight ops go on all day and into the night. Imagine these pilots landing on a moving deck in the dark. So right now it's about 8 o'clock on this Thursday morning, and all the jets are going through pre-flight maintenance. The flight ops usually go from 1 in the afternoon until 1 o'clock in the morning. So here in just a few hours, they're going to light these things up. The pre- and post-flight maintenance is incredibly important, and these men and women spend hours making sure everything is perfect because there is so much at stake.
We want to ensure that at any time we have the personnel and the equipment to achieve the mission that we're asked to do. And if we lost an aircraft, or we lost a jet, if we lost a helicopter, that could affect our mission readiness.
They families back at home, just know that, be proud of them. They're proud of what they're doing, and they work hard each and every day. We teach them to love one another and to care for one another at the same time as they get qualified and all. They watch stations as they went through school, learning their craft and understanding what it is they're doing. As you can see, it's like controlled chaos, but they know exactly where to be and where to go at all times.
And we are proud of them, no doubt about that. So coming up at 8:10, I'm going to introduce you to another Arizona sailor who, by the way, jumps out of perfectly good helicopters to rescue people. And then his mom will join us in studio as well. So looking forward to that, Gina.